My Nana always said, neighborhood had a rhythm you could learn if you listened. A secret language whispered in the wind and the hum of streetlights. When she got a golden retriever, he became part of that quiet song, a warm presence with slow, deliberate steps. He never barked. He never guarded. He slept like a sunbeam and greeted strangers with a forgiving lick. To us, he was the perfect dog, a silent, golden guardian. I wasn't there the night everything changed. I tell this story the way she told it to me, word for word, like passing a secret along a riverbank, a chilling tale of a night that shattered the neighborhood's peaceful rhythm. It was late, the sort of California night, with the air still and heavy with jasmine and hot tar, a suffocating blanket of false serenity. Streetlights threw pale halos over cracked sidewalks, illuminating a path of hidden dangers. Nana had taken their usual loop, a route she'd walked for years, greeting the same houses, the same sleeping windows, oblivious to the darkness that was closing in around them. The dog walked close to her heel, patient and soft-mouthed, an innocent companion in a world about to reveal its hidden horrors. Until a man appeared. Two figures on the pavement, a stranger cutting across their path, a harbinger of chaos in the quiet night. At first, nothing. Then the dog hunched, a primal instinct awakening within him, a warning bell clanging in the silence. The hair along his spine rose like a fringe, a visible manifestation of the terror that was about to be unleashed. His breath came sharp and fast, a stuttering metronome counting down to the inevitable. Nana said his body seemed to tilt toward the man, as if gravity itself was shifting in recognition, as if an ancient force was pulling him towards a confrontation. The dog went ballistic in a way Nana had never seen. Barking raw and low, a growl that came from somewhere older than fear, a sound that echoed through the empty streets like a curse. Teeth bared into a snarl that split his familiar golden face into something unfamiliar and dangerous, a monstrous visage born of primal instinct. People turned, drawn by the unearthly sound, witnesses to a drama they couldn't comprehend, a glimpse into the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of their peaceful neighborhood. The man crossed the street, keeping his distance, eyes flicking as if surprised the animal had chosen to notice him, as if he had been exposed by a force he couldn't understand. Nana felt her cheeks burn with shame and confusion, a hot flush of embarrassment, masking the creeping tendrils of fear. "I'm so sorry," she kept saying, smoothing down the dog's fur as if obedience could be coaxed back with gentle hands. But the dog wouldn't be soothed. He watched the man's retreat with a fixed, feral attention, like a sentinel refusing to lower its post, a silent guardian standing against the encroaching darkness. When they reached home, Nana couldn't shake it, the unsettling feeling that something had irrevocably changed, that the familiar world had been tainted by an unseen presence. The dog paced, then rested, then returned to the window and stood with his muzzle pressed to the glass, staring at an empty stretch of street, as if watching for something that hadn't yet arrived. Nana turned on the TV to steady her nerves, a late-night news crawl murmuring through the living room, a distraction from the unease that was festering in her heart. The light from the screen washed the dog's face in gray, casting long, distorted shadows that danced like specters in the dim room. 2 minutes later, the anchor said, "Escapee from state prison, armed and dangerous." Words that hung in the air like a death knell, shattering the illusion of safety and order. The camera cut to a mugshot. The man they'd passed earlier filled the frame, his face a mask of menace and desperation, a chilling reminder of the evil that lurked just beyond their doorstep. The same crooked nose, the same tired eyes, features etched with a history of violence and despair. A portrait of a soul lost to the darkness. The caption named him as someone who had done the things you read about and then quickly closed the tab of your mind, a monster whose deeds were too horrific to contemplate. Nana sat very still, her blood turning to ice in her veins, the realization dawning on her that they had narrowly escaped a brush with unimaginable horror. The dog moved his head, looked from her to the screen, then back out into the dark, as if to say, "See, I told you," a silent confirmation of the danger they had faced. We never walked at night again, the simple pleasure replaced by a gnawing fear. The once familiar streets now haunted by the specter of violence. We never mocked his silence, the dog's quiet demeanor now imbued with a sense of mystery and untold knowledge. Sometimes, on quiet evenings, I catch myself imagining that he knew more than instinct, that he read something in the way a person carries their shadow, a secret language of darkness and light. The thought is small and sharp, like a stone in the shoe, comforting in its implication, terrifying in its certainty, the unsettling knowledge that our world is filled with unseen dangers. That even the most ordinary of creatures can possess an extraordinary awareness, a sixth sense that protects them from the evils that lurk in the shadows. The Golden Witness, they would call him, a silent guardian who saw the darkness that we could not, a testament to the hidden dangers that surround us. The night remains, an indelible scar on the neighborhood's rhythm, a chilling reminder that evil can lurk anywhere, even in the quietest of streets. And that sometimes the most unlikely of heroes are the ones who stand between us and the darkness. We were safe because a dog knew what we did not.